ತಕ್ಕ ದಿಮ್ಮಿ ತಕ್ಕ ಜಣ್ಣು 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 ತಳಂಗು ಗಿಡದಗ ದಿಗುತರಿ ಗಿಡದಗ ತಕ್ಕ ದಿಮ್ಮಿ ತಕ್ಕ ಜಣ್ಣು ತಳಂಗು ಗಿಡದಗ ದಿಗುತರಿ ಗಿಡದಗ ತಳಂಗು ಗಿಡದಗ ದಿಗುತರಿ ಗಿಡದಗ ದಿನ್ ತಳಂಗು ಗಿಡದಗ ದಿಗುತರಿ ಗಿಡದಗ ದಿನ್ ತಳಂಗು ಗಿಡದಗ ದಿಗುತರಿ ಗಿಡದಗ ತ. Hello, this is Sudhi Sheshachala from Millet Planet, series on your Millet Planet, an organization dedicated to promoting health and sustainability through the power of ancient grains and organic natural products. And today we have the pleasure of interviewing Mohan Chander and from Sacramento as part of our balanced lifestyle and balanced lifestyle leads to positive life series. Mohan Chander is a client of Organic Sphere and has started practicing a healthy lifestyle from past few months. In this interview, he will share his inspiring journey with us. And without further ado, take it away, Mohan.
Yeah, thank you, Sudhi. Thanks for everything you're doing. Yeah, like I wish I want to do like spread this word around millets, and let me go back a little bit, right? How I got started into this millet journey. Uh, so my mom, like, she got stuck in COVID, like when she came back, right? Like I could see, like she was taking like Aleve or Morphine every day. Like she was saying, I have complete body pain, and she could not walk. She could hardly walk for 10-15 minutes. Like her knees like were swollen. And she told me like in India they were saying to operate her knees. And in night, right, she will frequently get cramps, right? Like whole leg cramps. I was not finding right any like what should I be doing, right, in this whole thing. Like I asked her to do some yoga, pranayam, which she does, right? She was doing it, but I was just feeling, right, like it's not becoming effective, right? Like if it maybe she's not doing it right way. Then I happened to come across a friend, right, who has been eating millets for last 7 years.
Mhm.
So he suggested me like try these millets. They really help, right? So I thought like okay, let's try it, right? At least let's give it a try. And then he gave me bunch of website like I searched on Google also. He gave me some pointers. I looked around for Dr. Khader Wali, then uh, got into a WhatsApp group. Like then I came to know around about arogyamastu.in slash protocols, saw all these protocols. Like I got to know, right, the importance of like drinking kashayam, like millets, how you should eat in Mambali form in first 6 weeks, all that, right? So we tried that uh, for my mom. Like I told my mom like all this, and then he gave me your organicsphere.io, right? Like that website. So I ordered the millets from your place and the palm jaggery, the oil, all those that stuff. Uh, once she started eating it, like truly, like she is very disciplined in that form, right? Like when we tell her, like she did it, right, like by herself, right? Like she will do all that, followed the routine. I told her once, and then she was following, and she started in 3 weeks, right? I could see her like notice, like she said, like my knee pain is going away, right? And then she was saying I used to have a lot of skin tags, like half of them have gone away. And she was not taking any medicine now, right? After like I saw, like suddenly she stopped, right? She's saying I'm not feeling. And she used to feel cold a lot, like she is not no more cold, right? Like she will feel, right, as if like she like how should I say, like in US, like they generally feel colder, right? And she will always wrap up, like put more clothes, but now she was not feeling at all
Yeah.
that way. So, yeah, I don't know what all changed, but like we could see all these things happening, right?
Yeah.
And that's where I became so excited about millets, right? I started kind of telling everybody, right? Not even healthy, I'm also eating. And for me personally, it was like I used to, whenever I will eat, like I'm from north, right? So we eat a lot of roti, all that. So after eating, right, I will feel like even if I eat couple of chapatis, I will feel bloated, right? Like my it like stomach, like I feel like it's bloating, like becoming big, right? And all that went away. Like I used to feel pain like when in a stress situation on like where appendix is there, like that place. I don't feel it any longer, right? I was also eating along with my mom, so I'm personally feeling, right, all these changes, right, they bring in. So it's what I would say is like, it's very difficult, like, to, if someone says, right, like, but give it a chance, right, see it, and before doing it, like, you want to hear a lot about it, right? uh, and sometimes I feel like when there is a problem, then only people do it, right? I wish people become more proactive, right? That's all I can say. Yeah. It's little challenging, right? Like, you have to learn how to cook different varieties, all that, so that you don't get turned off. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically, I guess, the adoption to different cultures. I mean, India is a vast country, and each state, each city, each suburb in each of the cities have different cultures. And the food itself is what differentiates all of us, right? I'm South India, from South India. We cook a lot of rice-based items, right?
Right.
So when we actually adopted, from switching to rice to millet, so our first option was not even go and do ambalis. All we had to do is, hey, what do we use rice with? Like sambar, rasam. So instead of rice, we completely replaced. That's what I did. I started in 2018 because that's when I learned the beauty of millets. Since then, as I come organic sphere, I used to have this in my store, and for whatever reason, nobody was buying these millets at all. They never used to like the color of the millet, and hey, who would you eat this? It looks like quinoa and things like that, right? And then I started learning a little bit more, and then during the same time, there was this Dr. Kadarwali visiting US the first time, and he and a close friend of mine, I'm going to do a podcast with him, a bunch of series with him. He was the one who introduced me to millets and doctor, and that's when I started learning. And since 2018, 2017 fall or 2018, I think I see a lot of changes in my own lifestyle. And since then, I have been using this uh, ancient grains, one of the ancient grains, to just popularize and reach out to people. And today, I've been doing it for like 6 7 years now, and my most of my products, most of the sales is through millets, oils, and things like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's also my passion. I like helping people. I think it kind of gels well. And so now that doctor is also coming to your city, thanks to you for that introduction. I think it's all happening. I think on July 6th is that event. I think you should try to make it, and
Yeah, yeah.
that would be of immense help. So, a couple of questions that I had. Uh, so you had a little bit of, I mean, the motivation was your mom's health, and you
Right.
see that it's not symbolic changes, but you could see uh, changes in her lifestyle. Like literally, she was comfortable walking now, walking every day, and things like that. Is there anything that you want to talk about, like how our mobility improved after the adoption of millets?
Yeah, she could. Now she walks like 1 to 1.5 hour in morning and same in evening, right? Each, like, so almost 2 to 2.5 hour every day she is walking, right? Like, compared to a 10 minutes, right? Like, she could walk and then she will like say like, my knees are hurting.
Hmm.
So like, that's a big change, right? Like,
Right, right, right.
yeah. Plus, like, overall she feels like more energetic, right? Like, that I could see that, right? Like, and apart from that, like, I myself, like, I'm feeling like way better, right? Like, and then you get more fit, right? Like,
Yeah,
instead
yeah,
of like
yeah,
becoming bulky, right? Like, the millets, they help you, right? The basics of millet, right? How they release slowly the sugar in the body, right,
yeah,
compared
yeah.
to
Uh,
wheat and rice.
Yeah.
And then lignin, right, which does the cleaning work, right,
Right.
in the
Right.
body, right. That's another aspect, right. So that's why
Right.
it takes care of so many diseases. So yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, it has the organ healing capability
yeah,
across every other organ in our body, and I think that's the beauty of millets. And the other thing is, generally, you also have to have that interesting mix of those millets, like those five.
right. Siddhanya, right. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, couple of days every millet, right, we keep in the cycle. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that helps.
So how do you consume millets? I mean, have you replaced your? I know you're being from north. Rice or chawal is what you would rarely use. Most of it is chapatis or rotis or pulkas and stuff. How are you adopting that?
Yeah,
That
we
might be
kind of switched, right, to like, yeah, it that's becoming like, but that's why we're liking it, right? Like it's helping. So we completely no more rotis, right
right,
now, right? Like we eat even sabji, dal, curry, right? Everything with millets.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
no more roti, right? Roti, I still need to learn that part, right? I'm seeing some urad dal flour we can mix with the millet flour and then make rotis. We have
Yeah.
not tried that yet, but we will completely so far like it's 2.5 months, I think. Like we are eating millets only. Yeah.
Yeah, so there are some videos that actually it's more like a little bit of trial and error method. I think a lot of people are learning that as well. Uh, there's no cookie cutter solution because the most important part is that binding force. The millets do not have that binding force called gluten, which is prevalent in all the other flours. I think one of the things is you could use urad flour, besan
Right.
flour, or even what is called as flaxseed flour is a little bit adding that to your millet flour bring builds that it kind of builds that
Binding.
binding force. The only challenge is I think the way my wife makes it at home is it because it does not have a gluten. She actually makes the chapati or roti on a parchment paper and then directly transfers it to the tawa. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, and the challenge there also, if you have to eat it when it is hot, otherwise it becomes a little bit of hard on
Right.
your teeth. So it becomes little hard. So,
But
but still,
millets also, right? We sometimes put like palm jaggery in it, right? It
yeah.
looks like very sweet, like dhoda barfi, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yesterday
I
I
like that.
did. Yeah, yeah. Yesterday, right now I'm a forced bachelor. My wife is in India traveling. The one thing that I did was I made millet sweet yesterday.
Yeah.
Just used a little bit of little millet, and just added this thing palm jaggery powder, and then had a millet sweet. I mean, that's all I add. So
Yeah.
I mean, again, it will serve two purpose. One is I'm hungry and I could eat something. Second, I have a sweet tooth. I
Right.
could relish that sweet dish as well. So
Right.
it's kind of it works
Yeah, and you
both
can
ways.
make khichdi also, right? Like you can
Yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It's just like yeah. There are different ways. Yeah, you can
yeah.
enjoy millets.
So, what advice do you provide? Do you want to give to someone, individuals or families who want to adopt millets as one lifestyle or one food that they want to go with?
Yeah, I would suggest, right, like read about it, right? Like first thing, I didn't know anything about this, right? And one thing could be like a lot of times like we give big PDFs, right? Instead of that, like the small snippets or small YouTube videos, like if you listen, right, like you and just give it a try, right? Listen to it, find the logic reasoning why it is happening, and then see, right, does it really work, right, for you?
Mm.
And when we are trying, just try it like wholeheartedly, right? Not like mix, right? Just taking millet once a week like that, right? That probably, if you really want to see the effect, do it, right? Or you can start slowly but then don't say, right, I'm not seeing the effects, right? Like you want to use it. If you really want to see the effect sooner, you have to use it consistently, right? Millet diet only, right? Like
Right.
that. So
Right.
then you'll see, right? Depends, right? You just casually trying it, that's also okay, right? Slowly introduce it and then make it a like your main diet. That's also okay. But then you will not see the results, right, immediately.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You wouldn't see the marked difference.
right,
So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Right. 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 So
Otherwise,
all.
you see, like in 3 weeks, like I saw with my mom, right? That's and you have to like be really on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, great. So I think it was very nice to giving me time. The previous one kind of the audio and video was not syncing, so very nice for your time, and I'm very thankful for your time. I think spreading that awareness, spreading the positive things about millets is very important, and this testimonial of yours, where millet is working for you and your family, I think is critical for people to understand that there are real people using it. And uh, though when you go to a typical doctor here, you do not have any research backed studies being done for millets, but in general there are live experiences that people are going through. They're transforming their lives, their lifestyles for themselves as well as families. I think that's the most important part of this journey. Thank you for sharing your inspiring journey, and I would love to meet you again during our session in Sacramento. I think we'll have right now 2 sessions are confirmed. I think there will be one more session in the Bay Area just before coming to Sacramento. I think it will be a great session. And what I would also like to encourage is like have couple of questions compiled ready in a generic fashion that you can ask, that is not out there anywhere. So just be ready with a little bit of questions, 1 or 2 questions, so that you can ask the doctor, because generally he likes taking questions at the end of the session, and he does not like repeating questions. But he likes new questions. That's what he likes, and I would strongly encourage you to come up with some questions and ask people to come up with questions. And I think that will be he wants to keep the sessions very interactive. I think that will be a great way to learn, at the same time the experience that seminar in a live fashion. So thank you for your time.
thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
ತಕ್ಕ ದಿಮ್ಮಿ ತಕ್ಕ ಜಣ್ಣು 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 ತಳಂಗು ಗಿಡದಗ ದಿಗುತರೆ ಗಿಡದಗ ತಕ್ಕ ದಿಮ್ಮಿ ತಕ್ಕ ಜಣ್ಣು ತಳಂಗು ಗಿಡದಗ ದಿಗುತರೆ ಗಿಡದಗ ತಳಂಗು ಗಿಡದಗ ದಿಗುತರೆ ಗಿಡದಗ ದಿನ್ ತಳಂಗು ಗಿಡದಗ ದಿಗುತರೆ ಗಿಡದಗ ದಿನ್ ತಳಂಗು ಗಿಡದಗ ದಿಗುತರೆ ಗಿಡದಗ ತ